How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, born to battle. Star on our chest means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the star shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? What's good? How y'all doing? It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And Cowboys Nation, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't got no bullet points. You can't see them in my glasses. I don't have any talking points that I want to talk about other than the fact that when I go over and I log in on X, woo, boy, it's something serious. It's something serious. I go over to X. I try to bring y'all, this classy Cowboys content. I try to bring new topics that people aren't really talking about, even though I do overlap with a lot of other content creators. Shout out to them. But, I try to go into the depths, go into the bowels, to find y'all some real good content, to keep y'all entertained. So I gotta bring in X. Even though I have my own Dallas Cowboys news app, I get all the news and stuff about the Dallas Cowboys on my phone. I go on X as well. And today, when I logged in for the first time of the day, I see a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and he's going to remain nameless. Respect the brother. Do what you do, bro. But he was mentioning or commenting on, he had retweeted that Dak Prescott's going to play against the New York Giants week 18 in a meaningless game that I've even said, bro, why you stat padding? Just sit down. Why you stat padding? But to see a Philadelphia Eagles fan do it, it kind of irked me. I'm going to keep it a buck. It kind of irked me. And it irked me in the sense because I'm like, why do you care? Why do you give a shit? Why? Your team is winning the NFC East. Your team won 2 years in a row. First time in a long time that's happened. Congratulations. You guys got that. You guys got a ticket to the playoffs. Great. Why are y'all still worried about what the Dallas Cowboys do, about what Dak Prescott does? I ain't heard CeeDee Lamb. I ain't heard George Pickens. I ain't heard none of them cats. All I've seen and heard and read is Dak Prescott's name. Why? Lord have mercy. I mean, it even got me to a point where I start talking about Jalen Hurts now. And I'm like, jeez, I see these posts that they continuously post about how Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league. And I'm like, what fairy tale land are you guys living in? Like, y'all said we were delusional. We were delusional. The Dallas Cowboys is the most delusional fan base in the NFL. That's what I always heard. But to say that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league? Woo! I don't know. Y'all might got that title now. Y'all might have that title. Delusion. Because I could probably name 10 traditional pocket passing quarterbacks that are better than Jalen Hurts. But I'll keep it a buck. I bet you I can't name 7 athletes that are better than Jalen Hurts. Bro is an athlete. Bro is powerful. But the intangibles and the talent that I look for in a traditional quarterback, they're not all there. And when you try to tell a Philadelphia Eagles fan that, he goes on the defensive and it's like, oh, you can't be talking about my quarterback. What about your quarterback? Your quarterback is 2-5 in the playoffs. Your quarterback can't get past the divisional round. Your quarterback can't. They do that all the time. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck. There is a difference between being a bus driver and being the bus. In Dallas, Dak Prescott is the bus. And honestly, in a typical NFL team, a successful team, a team that continuously hangs around the rim of the NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, they have a system. They have an identity. Not just the team, but the organization all together. You tell me if Dallas has an identity, has a culture. We've been struggling to find that culture for the last 3 to 4 years. Our culture has been Dak has to do it all. Dak has to be relied upon to get the job done, because if he doesn't get the job done, he can't take a day off because, hey, we don't have a defense that can hold an opposing offense to only 12 points. Not this year, at least. And honestly, I lean more toward the coordinator position, the damn coach, more than I do the players. I believe all the players of this team suffered this year. But Dak is the entire mode of transportation to get where we're going. And that sucks because I don't want him to be that. And the 3 and 4 letter networks, the NFL, everybody has prioritized the quarterback position. They have prioritized that. The salary cap in these organizations and how much money these guys get. They prioritize the quarterback position, and they put it in fans' heads that it's the quarterback position that has to do it all. That they have to win because of the quarterback position. And in all actuality and all reality, it should be just don't fuck up the game. And pardon my French if I swear a little bit in this video, but it's just like, don't mess up the game. Go in there and just usher your offense down. You can't do anything about the defense. You have absolutely no control over that, but just usher your offense down. Make sure you don't turn the ball over. Make sure you don't fumble and things like that. We can get some yards. We can march down the field and not get 3 and outs. But that's not the case in Dallas. You see that being the case in successful NFC teams and an NFC East team, the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a great system, but you can't just put any quarterback in any type of system. The system that they have, it has been built around Jalen Hurts, so that system definitely works for him. You can't go in there and bring in a traditional quarterback and expect for him to have the same success as Jalen Hurts because he might do things differently. We've seen that with the Baltimore Ravens and them getting Cooper Rush. Everybody was like, man, that's night and day. Cooper Rush ain't going to be able to do what Lamar Jackson does. They're going to have to change up everything in order. That's a system. And the Ravens were successful when they were building that system around what Lamar Jackson could do, his strong points at being a quarterback, his legs, do what you do. So they built that system. That system done fell off a little bit, but hey, the San Francisco 49ers, a system. People talk about Brock Purdy. No, he ain't the best quarterback out there, blah, 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 blah. No, he's not the best, but he works well in the system that the San Francisco 49ers have created for him. The Los Angeles Rams have a system to where they can draft a Jared Goff and they can go to an NFC championship, trade Jared Goff in lieu of Matthew Stafford, bringing him to the fold and going to a Super Bowl and winning that Super Bowl. Yes, Matthew Stafford was the end all be all. He was that player that got them over the hump. But when your hump doesn't just come from opposing teams and your hump is in your ownership, it's kind of hard for any player to come in here and get championships. It's hard for any coach to come in here and coach his team to championships. You can get to the divisional round, but just like that quarterback can step up and do a little bit more, everybody in the organization can step up and do a little bit more. When you have an organization like the Philadelphia Eagles and you have their ownership and GM doing whatever it takes to bring talent to their team, and when they see talent drops off a little bit, they're like, nope, get him out of here. Let's go ahead and replace him. They do that. And their decisions aren't reactionary. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys decisions are reactionary. So in the whole comparison game, when people try to compare Jalen Hurts to Dak Prescott, it's like you're comparing apples to oranges. You're definitely comparing apples to oranges. because Dak Prescott is not your dual threat quarterback anymore. And Jalen Hurts, you're seeing a drop off from him this year is because he wants to resort to that traditional pocket passing quarterback. That dude's tired of running. And that's a problem that I have with NFL fans now is because they see the outlier. The outlier comes to the league, whether it's a Randall Cunningham or a Michael Vick or a Lamar Jackson. They just want that new toy. Oh man, we need a dual threat quarterback now. We need a dual threat quarterback. No, you need a defense that could be more than top 30. You need a defensive coordinator that can lead his players to be at least the middle of the pack. You need an ownership that'll be able to go to bat for you and get whatever you need. And if it's out of your price range, you get the next best thing. You don't go looking for the bargain. This Dallas Cowboys team and Dallas Cowboys teams before it, even under Tony Romo, had to try to win in spite of. I've always said that they have to try and win in spite of. But it gets me. It gets me, Cowboys Nation, just for the simple fact, and I ain't trying to go on a sermon or anything. I'm just venting to y'all right now. This is the raw and uncut. I'm venting. But fans really, and I touched on it before, fans have really taken that the quarterback is the main thing and has ran with it. This is why you see teams that can win a championship with a mediocre quarterback. Is because the system that they have put around in the organization, in the personnel, it fits that quarterback. When really has Jerry Jones actually tailored that offense of the Dallas Cowboys to Dak Prescott? It's been scab, plug and play, scab, plug and play. There's never been anything that's been actually dedicated until now. Until acquisitions like George Pickens. Offensive line acquisitions like Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe. They trying to fit that wide receiver 3 position. They got Jake Ferguson because Jake Ferguson and Dak Prescott have such a bond and a camaraderie. That's Romo and Jason Witten of this time. But now it's time to tailor that defense around winning, the culture of winning, the culture of dominance. It takes an entire team to do that. And I remember somebody saying to me like, well, it's like in baseball, the pitcher, and I don't watch the MLB, I don't watch baseball, but I do know this. You don't just hear about the pitcher. The pitcher is not what everybody talks about. The pitcher is not what the 3 and 4 letter networks and the talking heads are all talking about. The fans are all talking about. They talking about them home runs. They talking about that spectacular catch in center field. They're talking about the stop by the shortstop. How the catcher just stopped the guy from bashing into him at home and getting a run. They talk about all those things. The first baseman. They talk about the relief pitcher. Come on, man. The NBA. They talk about point guard. They also talk about the shooting guard. They talk about the big man. Whether that's, the center or the power forward or whatever, they talk about those guys. They really only talk about the quarterback in this league and leading teams to victory. The NBA, you can go to the dance or something with a powerful big man. It doesn't have to be that shooting guard or that point guard to lead you to the victory. But I tell you, these fans will sit here and say that it's all on the quarterback's back to lead the team, when it's actually all about the system. So, Cowboys Nation, it's like this. Are we going to finally build that system? Is Jerry Jones going to really stand up to what he said before? And he said, you don't know what type of check I would write to win a Super Bowl? Because you've been shopping at Temu, bro. Real talk. You've been going to the designer stores, been picking some designer things, you know what I'm saying? But you've also been looking for them clearance racks too. Trying to just get everything that you need for the team from the clearance rack. Nah, at some point, you get what you pay for. And if people are out there sparing no expense to win a championship, you're not gonna be the smarter man and win a championship off of bargain shopping. It's not gonna happen. I mean, I've seen a little bit more sacrifice from the Jones family this year, willing to sacrifice future draft capital. I've seen that this year on some, really great players. But I've only seen it this year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn. I seen it one time with Amari Cooper, and that changed life in Dallas. But at the same time, we had a defensive coordinator in a defense that could actually produce, that could get takeaways. But real talk, I've just been over here rambling. I had to get some stuff off my chest. Like I said, it's not bullet pointed or anything. So, yeah, this is what I see is that quarterbacks are always getting put up on these pedestals, and we're taking a lot of responsibility, accountability from the team underneath them. You don't need a great quarterback to win a championship, but you damn sure need a great team to win a championship. And even when you have a great team, the 3 and 4 letter networks relegate it to 1, 2, or 3 people. Hence the triplets. Even though you did have a Deion Sanders on this defense in one of those damn Super Bowls, but that gets, that's the second conversation. That's the second topic. The triplets are the main course. That's just a side dish. It took the entire team, and it's going to continue to take teams. Yes, sure, a quarterback can ball out of control for one game, and by luck, that one game is your Super Bowl. I mean, it is the Super Bowl. I won't say your Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl. But let's not act as if the quarterback is the only thing that gets it done. Because without your wide receivers, what are you? Without your run game, what are you? Without your offensive line, what is a quarterback? The game don't function if you don't have an offensive line. The game don't function if you don't have wide receivers that are dogs out on those perimeters. It don't function properly. It makes people overwork, and when they overwork, injuries happen. The Philadelphia Eagles, they had the team last year. Their quarterback didn't have to do anything really. But then whenever it was time for him to do something, he was able to get it done. He was able to get it done. Organizations ain't drafting these quarterbacks and, getting these quarterbacks in free agency saying like, yo, it's all on you. You got to do it all. It's up to you. You're going to have to throw us to the Super Bowl, man. They ain't saying that. They telling these quarterbacks you coming into a really good system. A good system that you fit in perfectly with. Jalen Hurts fits in perfectly with the system that is around him. And it's not a dig, it's not a slight to say that a quarterback is a system quarterback, because all quarterbacks are system quarterbacks. You may have the outliers, but there's the issue. People expect every quarterback to be the outlier. They expect every quarterback to be as special as the most special quarterback in the league. That ain't the case. You're going to get disappointed every time you look at a quarterback. I just don't get it, Cowboys Nation. But it's not a dig to say that somebody is a system quarterback, like Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback. If you can go into a game and only throw 110 yards and not score in the second half and win the game, you got a good system. If you can have an off day and your defense is like, yo, don't worry about it. Just get us 13 points and we got you. You have a good system. All the parts in the system may not be in unison, in sync together, working together and getting great results. You might not have that some days. But do you have that reliability that the other side of the ball can pick up the slack and be like, yo, I know y'all having issues. It may take you a little bit to get used or acclimated to what's going on to get up to game speed, but we got you. Just get there. This year, the Cowboys ain't had that. And it's not having to rely on that every single game. It's having an off game. Because even with the losses with the Dallas Cowboys, the offenses, they scored. They scored numerous points. Even scored 40 points and ended up in a tie. More often than not, our defense had a bad day. So there's a thin line between helping, doing your part, lifting your brother up, and just being straight dead weight. Having to lift this person up that is just dead weight. Like, oh my God, can you help me a little bit? But some fans would be like, oh, yeah, our quarterback does that. No, he doesn't. Jalen Hurts does not do that. He doesn't. Real talk. He fits in perfectly with the system that has been created for him. Yeah, so I'm going to turn this into a podcast episode. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a podcast episode because we've been on here for about 23 minutes now. And I've just been venting, just letting y'all know what has been on my mind as of late. And then when I logged into X, it just kind of took the cake. But I also believe that Dak Prescott shouldn't play, that the starters shouldn't play, that we could use this opportunity to really give some players a last-ditch evaluation. Like, I'm actually working on a video right now that is talking about the 5 players that I would like to see play in this New York Giants game and get the chance to prove that I got what it takes to be a Dallas Cowboy. I don't need to test free agency. Even if we work out a deal to where it's kind of a team-friendly deal, then bam, we good. There's about 5 players that deserve that right. And I just want to see them go out there and prove that they deserve to be on this Dallas Cowboys squad. But I do agree that it's a little stat paddish if Dak Prescott goes out there and plays. Like, if he has like a 350-yard game and stuff, like 3 touchdowns, and like, damn, Dak just, boom, just twist it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Do what you do. Like I said in my video, I understand. I get that, I get that you don't want to have a losing season when you're healthy. But I also get that that's a small goal compared to the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's your own personal goal. You do what you do. It is what it is. I'm going to be watching, obviously, because I'm going to be in the house. We're going to be at MetLife. Going to be at MetLife cheering on our Dallas Cowboys for the last game of the season with no ambitions, no hopes of the playoffs, just going down there and representing the Dallas Cowboys. Yo. And I know some people are going to be like, well, oh man, we need a boycott. We need a boycott. Don't do nothing. Yeah, I get it. And at one point I was kind of like that. But I did see Jerry and Stephen Jones making moves this year. Too late. But they were making moves. Having epiphanies. Now, if those epiphanies go into the future, then yeah, that is dope. But this past year, they did try to right the ship when it came to the defense. Like, man, we're struggling on defense. We're struggling stopping the run. All right, we're going to get these 2 guys, Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, to try and stop the run. Oh, man, we lacking in the linebacker position. All right, we're going to bring in these guys, Logan Wilson, Kenneth Murray. We're getting DeMarvion Overshown back. Man, the linebacker core should be good. The cornerback situation. You're thinking that Trayvon Diggs is going to be coming back and have the same success that he did under Dan Quinn. Same with Deron Bland. And when those guys was hawking on the perimeters, your safeties, they could sit back and chill. We could actually draft a couple safeties, put them back there and let them be dogs. But I know we ain't going to draft 2 safeties. We probably won't even draft 1 with that top pick, unfortunately. But the recognition that it was your defensive coordinator came too late. It came too late. But at the same time, you switch up defensive coordinators in the middle of the season. you're lucky to even win, to be up to win 8 games. I think like this year they did what they needed to do. You know, could they have done more? Yes, they could have done more, but there's been years where they've done less and expected more. So I was like, this year, yeah, I'm going to spend my money. It'll make me more DC for life. Then it makes you DC for life that chooses not to spend your money. But I'm going to spend my money. I'm going to go out and represent. Went to a home game earlier, the Arizona Cardinals, you know, and we lost that game. But I'm going to go down to this last Giants game, my wife, my grandkids, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to rep our Dallas Cowboys. And yes, my grandkids starting to become Cowboys fans. It's funny. But we're going to rep our Cowboys. And when the whistle blows and the game is over, we're going to go back to the hotel. I might go live. You know, I ain't been live in a minute. I might go live and just talk about the game and talk about the experience at MetLife. It'll be my second time going to MetLife. So if you're in the house, make sure you hit me up. Let me know. I'll find you to say what's up. Just let me know where you at. But, real talk, Cowboys Nation. I just wanted to talk about that, get some stuff off my chest. It's almost 30 minutes on the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's been a rough year. I ain't going to lie to you. It's been a rough year, you know. Excuse me. You know, people lose people every day. And when it doesn't happen to you, it hasn't happened to you, so you don't think about it. But then when it happens to you, it hits like a ton of bricks, you know. So I tip my hat to people like Law Nation. You know, I tip my hat to the Nealon family and my family, you know, losing my brother. It's been a rough road, you know. And then on top of that, you go into your escape, which is the NFL, and you lose your best defensive pass rusher. You lose your pretty much second best defensive pass rusher in the same year. Y'all can say what y'all want, man. I think DeMarcus Lawrence, and it's proven in Seattle this year that he still had more left in the tank. But anyway, there was a lot of loss this year. Lost the NFC East and really didn't have too much of a say in that. Lost a lot of games, but I gained a lot of family. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate the ones that's been here from day one, that hopped on year 1, year 2. We going into year 3, Cowboys Nation, Angry Cowboys Fan family. We going into year 3. It'll be, we're going into year 3. Season 4. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how these years work, but we're going in it together. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And yes, I do the whole New Year's resolution thing, and seeing that New Year's is not far off, I'm going to make a few resolutions. One of those resolutions is to continue to bring y'all this raw and uncut, this classy Cowboys content, just to bring to you guys all of what I can give Cowboys Nation, because y'all have given so much to me. That's one of the resolutions. The other resolutions is to be a better version in 2026 than I was 2025. And I hope each and every one of y'all have that resolution as well, because you can never stop changing. And another resolution I'm going to try to stick to is I'm going to not allow the people that hate the Dallas Cowboys or don't want to see the Dallas Cowboys succeed get in my head. You know, you got to have that thick skin when it comes to the rival fan bases, because they will go off into la la land just trying to discredit the Dallas Cowboys. And I can't let that affect me emotionally, especially being in a emotionally vulnerable state of losing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's losing the season or losing my brother. Losing, like I said earlier. And when those fans, those rival fan bases hit you, it hurts even more. So I'm going to try to not allow that to happen in 2026. And another resolution that I want is I want to make it out to training camp. I'm going to try and make it out to training camp. It's going to be hard. Maybe I can continue to go live and hopefully people will bless my attempts to go out to training camp, whatever I make on YouTube or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to be a better person. And I want to be a better creator for you guys. So if you got any type of ideas for the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, let me know. And we'll make sure those happen. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, are you picking up what I'm laying down? Do you understand where I'm coming from? The quarterback position, yes, it is a very important position, but it's not the only position. You can be weak in the quarterback position if you have a strong exterior in the rest of your team. You can't have a weak team and have a strong interior at the quarterback position. It's just not gonna work. But if you're digging the content, make sure you hit that like button, share it to anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype the video. Doing so will almost guarantee that we'll get out to more Cowboys fans. They'll join the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, and we can rock into 2026 together. And if you are DC for life and you really understand where I'm coming from, and even if you don't, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdowns, or Madden 26 no. See, I'm programmed to say that shit now. I'm programmed to say it. No, you can catch my Madden 26 and college football 26 gameplay on the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. It's the new channel. Brought it up just to put up the Madden content, the college football content. Don't got any college football content up yet, but I'm going to. I promise you, I'm going to. But you can go over there, check it out. Hit that subscribe button for your boy. I love it. But Cowboys Nation, I truly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything for this year. Thank y'all for rocking out with the Dallas Cowboys, even though we were super mediocre. And I mean, I could do a part 2 about this whole situation, this whole idea that I had in my head that I just had to get out to you guys. I could do a volume 2 of that, but I got to end it right here. It's been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. I'll let y'all later, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.